Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this. So much has happened in this past couple of weeks, most notably the Oscars. I don't really watch the Oscars. A bunch of white people sitting around in a room giving awards to each other just was never all that interesting to me. I don't really need that kind of negativity in my life, you know what I'm saying? I do always pay attention to the fashion. That's always great. Gabrielle Union, that dress, it's ugly. And you made it uglier by pairing those shoes with it. Emma Stone, she looks like a lampshade. Halle Berry. You know what? I don't even know why y'all dragging Halle Berry. I mean, I do know. Her hair. It was, I don't know. Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan, they looked a mess together. She looked like a curtain, and I don't know who told him that pairing off-white with white was a thing. That's not a thing. It never has been a thing, and you will always look dirty if you pair white with off-white. But some of my favorite looks of the night was, of course, Auntie Viola, Taraji, Slade. Tracy Ellis Ross was looking like the belle of the ball. Ruth Negga, poppin'. She looked like the queen of Namibia. And Janelle Monáe, like, honey. And everyone's been talking about how the Oscars mixed up the Best Picture award. I have a couple of theories. My first theory, which I think is the most true one. The Oscars felt like the Grammys had such a shining moment when Adele sort of kind of gave Beyonce Album of the Year award, gave a half of it. They felt like they weren't gonna be outdone by the Grammys, and so they staged their own little moment. I mean, because really, do y'all really think that these envelopes are just sitting around backstage and the presenter can just walk up and pick whatever envelope is nearest? No. My second theory is because Black Twitter and Black Facebook was dragging them after Denzel didn't win Best Actor, and La La Land was sweeping up all these awards that they probably should not have gotten. Halfway through it, they reneged, but they didn't get a chance to give them the correct envelope before the presenters went out. The thing about Moonlight winning Best Picture, I thought Moonlight was a pretty good film. Do I think it was the Best Picture? Ooh, this is just my own opinion. And really, who am I? I shouldn't have an opinion because that's not my narrative to critique. I'm a straight Black female, so I don't know anything about that struggle. But what I do understand is that Mahershala Ali's character, who was basically the role model in this young boy's life, Sharon, he dies, and we never see the kind of effect that that had on him. It told the story in 3 acts, the 3 most significant points in his life. And I feel like the death of the only father figure that he had would be a little bit more meaningful. There was just a mention of his funeral, and like that was it. It was just the fact that we came to love Mahershala Ali's character so quickly. To see him just kind of disappear was a little jarring. The whole ending of it just felt very unresolved. It was just a very quiet movie, and I can appreciate it for what it was. I think it was very beautifully shot and a very beautiful story. It was well done. Do I think it was Best Picture? You know, I was sitting in my apartment last year watching Set It Off and wondering why Set It Off was never nominated for any awards or Oscars. Set It Off was great. Like, I've been watching Black cinema all my life. Jason's Lyric was great. That was a great Black movie. Love Jones, a great Black movie. We've been making great Black films, and for Moonlight to be the first one recognized by white people as a great Black film is just like, I mean, okay, but like, we've been popping. Moving on, I saw 3 movies. The first movie that I saw was 50 Shades of Grey. I just randomly saw The Legend of Tarzan. Both of those movies were so bad. How do they get in theaters? White people movies, y'all can go to DVD. Like, all y'all movies don't gotta go to theater. I feel like American Pie was one that should have went straight to DVD in all of the sequels. 50 Shades of Grey, I went to see that because like, I wanted to learn me something, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to give you some tips and tricks, spice up my life, and it was just mad regular. We come to see a porn in the movie theaters for like some spectacular shit, not just production value, not just great story, but like to see some spectacular looking sex. It was just a letdown. And The Legend of Tarzan, though I wanted to see a sexy white man, and I got that part of it, that was probably the only good part about that movie. Everything else sucked. Margot Robbie sucks. The story sucked. Then I saw Get Out. Get Out was so good. The fact that we have a Black man at the center, you really get a chance to be in the mind of a black person. I'm thinking from like a white audience member's point of view. You get to see how racism feels and what goes through our mind and how we deal, and still try to make it seem like it's okay. Even though he was being hit with microaggression after microaggression, when his girlfriend asked him if everything was okay, he still came back with, it's all good. That's just so the spirit of black people. Even though we'll be going through struggle, we'll still give you that face that it's gonna be all right. That really got me. The thing that Jordan Peele wrote in was that, you know, white people try to justify that they're not racist because they voted for Obama. I'd vote for Obama for a third term. That's exactly the same when people say, well, I have black best friends, some of my best friends are black. That doesn't make you not racist. And I'm sure a lot of white people walked out of that theater or were sitting in that theater like, that's me. I be saying that. But you don't realize that it's wrong because black people, we eat that shit. We just be like, it's the life of being black. You hear this shit all the time. It was really good. And David, I don't want to fuck up his last name. The guy who played Chris, his performance was just amazing. He is amazing. It was so nuanced. That's what really gave me life. It was just like we got to see a three-dimensional character play out from beginning to end. He had wants and dreams. He had backstory, girl. It gave me so much life, and I will go see it again. And if you need somebody to go see it with you, I will go with you, girl. Thank you guys for joining me. Follow me on the gram or on Facebook. I make videos basically every Thursday, but I put out a random video every now and again, so you don't want to miss that. Well, I'll see you guys next week.